existed for a long time. I was taught as a young coach in this league that position group permeates throughout your locker room and your team, and you draft to it, you sign to it, and we've been fortunate over the years to have some really good offensive lines, and I just think it's critical to everything you're trying to accomplish.
How does Byron Jones look for them at corner?
Good. He's long. He's done really well. He's having a good year. He's real comfortable in their press technique. The scheme really fits his skill set. He's instinctive. He's got good ball skills. I think he's playing real well.
Just one of the things that a lot of the players talk about is how the position coaches accept feedback from them and kind of take that stuff into consideration. How important is that just as a coaching staff to kind of have that dialogue?
Relative to just what we're doing? And
yeah, just allowing players to have some input instead of saying this is just the way we're doing it, not listening to some of the things.
I think it's good. Every once in a while the suggestion box is in the lake. But I think look, the object is to win and be successful, and to constantly be thinking about different ideas and different ways to do things. And yet there's certain things from a technique standpoint, there's certain things from the fundamental standpoint that end up really being the difference.
Sean, when you say the offensive line permeates the locker room, what kind of attitude are you looking for from that unit?
Well, there's an intelligence and toughness element that I think is real important. Obviously a physical skill set, but when you get those five guys playing together for a period of time and they have some of those traits where they're smart, they're tough, they understand what you're doing, does the scheme fit the strengths of those guys? And those would be a few of the things.
What has Dan Campbell brought to this team, in particular in his role as sort of the assistant head coach? I know he took over
Yeah.
Joe.
Listen, he's a fantastic leader, obviously played a long time in this league. He's everything you want, extremely dedicated, hardworking. He's exactly how he was as a player, and I had the good fortune to know him both as a player now as a coach. And, I tried to hire him a number of times and finally had that opportunity. So we're fortunate to have him.
And did you see that Chase Daniel got an opportunity to win that game on Thursday? He stepped up when needed. I think he's only started 3 actual games in his career.
Yeah,
So
I thought, just looking at the film, I didn't see much of the game, but I thought he played well.
What is it about him that's had so many teams interested in wanting him?
Well, look, he's someone that can take the reps to the field right away. One of the challenges, if you're not the starter, is you don't get the same amount of reps. Now, obviously, he got more of the work that week, but he's smart. He's very competitive, and the ball comes out quick. But I thought he played well.
Keep on the offensive line. What has Dan Roushar done so well?
Roshar,
excuse me. Since working into that group.
Well, look, he's a great teacher. I was with Dan at Illinois. I've coached with him before. He does a great job with those players from a technique standpoint. He develops the whole room, so you're not just working with the starters. And he's done a real good job with this group. But he came here initially, I think, running backs, and gradually moved to that position, and he's doing well.
When you can see that group kind of roll through a game, does that change how you call the game in a sense? If you see
What do you mean?
The offensive line kind of has something going, like you talked about, does it change you as a play caller a little bit in a sense on how they're going?
Well, look, I mean, if we're moving offensively and we're having success running the ball and throwing the ball, then obviously the call sheet looks big, and when you struggle, it looks smaller. But they're a big part of that, and I think it depends on the opponent. It depends on how that game's going.
When you say games take on different characters, so you can't always judge a performance by the score, when you look at the defense giving up fewer than 20 a game in the last 3 games, how much of that is indicative of their improvement, and how much of it is just the character of the game and other things going on with the offensive ball control?
It's probably somewhere in the middle. I think we are improving defensively. I think the team we're getting ready to play, when you look at their up to the last 3 weeks, and then the last 3 weeks, their statistics are obviously much improved, and so you got two teams really that are playing good football playing in this game. But a lot of it is it's hard to say ahead of time how you think a game might unfold, and part of that is being able to adjust, to what both teams are doing. But I think we're improving defensively, and we're not a finished product yet. There's a lot of work. We've got to work to clean up some things. In the same way on offense, you look at the tape and you're never as excited as you think you might be, and that's why we're practicing.
When you guys got to Mario Davis, was the vision for him to be in that more multifaceted role, or was it up in the air between that and kind of playing in the middle?
Well, look, we had a vision for him being, an every down linebacker, and then relative to Sam or Mike or Will or Mike, we felt like he'd play Will or Mike. That was the vision, and we get so much nickel defense now that you're in two linebacker defense a lot of the time. So, but that was the vision.
I know you jumped in the dance circle last year with the guys after that Carolina game, but just how much do you think everyone enjoys sort of that locker room experience? Like, how would you describe that after?
Listen, I think it's important. The time you have after a game before the next game starts is really when your game finishes until you go to sleep. And so, these guys work hard, and you put a lot of time into the week, and each team takes on a personality with the new season, and I think that's the case with this year's team.
What do you think of Mike Nolan's moves?
I didn't see.
Okay.
All right, thanks.